Right, today's workshop is about tomato sauce, which is a really good go-to staple. It's made with store-carbon ingredients, and you can put some fresh tomatoes in as well if you've got them, which helps to add a bit of freshness. So let's get going. First thing you need to do is put some oil in the pan. So I've got a couple of tablespoons of oil is going in the pan, and to that I'm going to add diced onion. So I've put up a video about how to dice an onion. And we're going to sweat our onions. So not a great term, but what it means is to cook your onions nice and slowly. And the reason that you cook your onions slowly is that it helps to make them nice and sweet. So the sweeter, they give a nice sweetness and base flavour to the sauce. If you don't cook your onions, they're a bit bitter, and also if you burn your onions, they go bitter. So it's really important not to burn them, so cook them on a low temperature. And the other thing that I do is add a little bit of water, so just a tablespoon of water to the onions, and that just stops them burning as they cook. So we're going to cook them down now until they go nice and soft, and start to soften and go translucent, because we're going to add tomatoes. So they don't need to be totally soft, but you'll see them starting to change colour, at which point we will add the tomatoes. Right, you can see that the onions are starting to change colour and go a bit translucent and soften. So I'm going to add the tomatoes. And I'm just going to cook the tomatoes down until they're nice and soft. So they're going to start to break down. It will take a few minutes. It'll probably take about 5 to 10 minutes to get the tomatoes to break down. It's not very exciting to watch, so I'm going to speed the video up for you, and then we'll come back to you, and we're going to add the garlic and the sugar and the salt. Add some garlic. It's just 1 to 2 cloves of crushed garlic. Going to add a jar of passata, or you could add some tinned tomatoes. The final thing we're going to add is a pinch of salt, a teaspoon of sugar, and if you have one, some lemon. The sugar, the salt and the lemon are really interesting things to add to a sauce, because that's all about seasoning. And when you think of seasoning, if you can think of it as something that needs to be in balance. So if I have a tomato sauce, tomatoes are naturally quite acidic, because unless they're really, really ripe. So I'm going to add some sugar to a tomato-based dish, just a teaspoon, and if you don't want sugar, you could use something like maple syrup or honey, because it's just going to balance out the acidity. Adding salt to a dish brings out the flavour, and adding acid just helps to give a freshness or cut through. And there's 2 times that you season. You want to season now when you're about to simmer down the sauce, because you'll find when you add things like salt at this stage, it mellows in the cook and helps to bring out the flavour. And then you adjust your seasoning at the very end. So at the end you can add a little bit more salt or a little bit more sweetness or a bit of acidity if you want to. So here we probably don't need any more acidity, but if we say, for example, we were making a sweet potato and butternut squash soup, which is quite sweet, putting some lime through and some salt is really going to help to balance out those flavours. I'm going to let this simmer now for about 20 to 30 minutes, and I will show you what it looks like at the end. So we will find that this will have reduced, and we'll get a nice red line all around here, where our sauce will be thick and glossy, at which point you could blitz it up if you like a smooth sauce, or if you'd rather have it chunky, you can just leave it as it is. Here's our finished sauce. You can see that it's gone nice and glossy and thick and reduced, and you've got, where I've been stirring it a bit, I've got a good sort of ring of of red sauce around the edge. So that's had like 20 to 30 minutes. So now's the time to just taste it. You can blitz it up if you want it smooth, and just adjust your seasoning. So like I said before, if it's a bit too acidic, add a little bit more sweetness and sugar or maple syrup. If it is a bit bland, you can add a little bit of salt or a squeeze of lemon, and you can serve it with pasta. You can put it on pizza. You can have it with grilled aubergines to make like an aubergine parmigiana. If you've got any mozzarella or parmesan, you can make stuffed aubergines with it, and it's a really good one for meatballs, which I will be showing you at some point in the next couple of weeks. Enjoy, and I hope you enjoy your cooking session.